Here we go then. Final time, and Leicester seems to be a very happy hunting ground for these two gentlemen. We were here last week, and Gerwyn Price defeated Ian White to win a player's title. And then the following day, Josh Rock defeated Cameron Menzies to win a title. What happened yesterday? Cameron Menzies defeated Peter Wright to win a title. And we've gone full circle, it seems, in the last few days. Josh Rock, a 23-year-old from Northern Ireland, the UK Open semi-finalist, up against the former champion of the world in Gerwyn Price to take the title of Players Championship 12. Dan McCarthy alongside me, Johnny Bryan, and the way Gerwyn Price has been throwing here, Dan, you've got to argue he's going to go into this as the favourite, especially on his last two performances against Ian White and Johnny Clayton, respectively.
Absolutely. Averages of 112 and 110 from Gerwyn Price, who seems to be so comfortable in this environment. He relishes playing Players' Championship events. He did say at the start of the year that he was attacking 2025 in a different manner. He was going to play as much as he possibly could.
97.
Obviously, if he wins this, it's the third title of the year, and it does afford him the luxury to pick and choose more. But he seems to have that hunger and desire to play. Josh Rock is a player on the up, as he has been ever since his dramatic ascent up the darting world, arriving in 2022. I am looking forward to this final.
Yeah, as am I. Well, Josh Rock was unlucky yesterday.
94.
Come up against a very experienced Gary Anderson to lose out in the latter stages of that tournament. But he seems to be a man in form at the moment.
100.
And he's enjoying his darts. But this is a tough test against, for me, the man in form right now.
59.
153 coming in for Price, first of all. 73 to go, so treble 19 may be the target here. Indeed it is. That leaves 16 should he return.
Treble 20 is found. Treble 19 is found. Josh Rock, 167, just beneath the bullseye wire. Early scare for Gerwyn Price, who steps back up, pins double 8, and wipes away the Josh Rock threat in leg 1.
5 times these two have met in their careers. 3-2 to the Iceman in their head-to-head. The last time they met was in Rosmalen last year at the European Tour event there, which Josh Rock went on to win.
135.
So some success for Rocky against the Iceman.
140.
But needs to be heavy in the scoring department to keep up with Price, who the last couple of matches that we've seen
140
has just been in exemplary form.
140. 100.
Missed the ball for a 167. Won't get the opportunity to try for 161.
56.
On the 19s for Gerwyn Price, 4 of them will leave the bullseye. Dart at the bullseye.
Yes.
For an early break in this final. Pinned by the Iceman as well. 126 taken out. Little tap on the darts from Josh Rock. He appreciated that. And Price will appreciate a 2-0 lead.
A message sent from the Iceman. That is how you hit the bullseye, young Josh.
55. 100.
Last time these two met in a Players' Championship event, it was the final in Hildesheim a couple of years ago. It was a weekend where Price won both tournaments.
96.
Oh, happy memories of playing Josh Rock.
180. 180.
350 and 6 is possible.
He's down to a finish. Is the Iceman.
57.
170 coming in. That's a perfect dart as well. Oh, unlucky. Had the options left and right of it
98.
as well. But Rock, 164. It's on as well. Treble 18 required. Unlucky.
132.
Treble 16. Perfect. Double 12. Usually a favoured target.
Game shot.
Not quite a Gezi Price roar. He's not allowed to do that in these more sterile environments, but you could hear a little grunt of relief.
95.
Well, he might be able to now. These two are probably the only two left in the building. That's and a couple of D-riggers.
59. $57. 140.
He's got to be careful here, Josh Rock. This is a very important leg for him. Otherwise, this final could start running away from him.
100.
Price just being too strong at this moment in time. And the averages are showing that as well.
98.
And a ton 04. Rock very respectable, just under the ton. But he's only had one dart at a double so far in 3 legs. And that was one of the bullseye. Got to be a must hold for Rocky. But he's going to be put under pressure by the Iceman.
137.
109 then for Rock. Imperative he hits this. Double 16.
93.
It was a good inch away. Single 18. Well, if you like tops as much as Price, you always start on treble 9, this combination.
47.
Yes, he berates himself.
A bit of anger from the Iceman now. Josh Rock's going to have to throw this one from nearly Loughborough, it seems. He's come right across the hockey terrain, opened the bed up, and look where he's left it now. Well, we saw this with Cameron Menzies yesterday. He had about a quarter of an inch at the top of the double 8 bed to aim for, and then Rock has to do exactly the same.
No score.
But gets no reward.
Double 10, last dart in hand, and hits it. And that's a painful one for Josh Rock to take. It is a double break of throw. Gerwyn Price, even at this early stage, is halfway to victory.
Yeah, remind you, 8 legs now the target in Players' Championship
100.
finals.
140. 140.
Back-to-back 140s from the pair. Josh Rock's going to have to do this the hard way. That will help.
180.
Second max for the Northern Irishman.
60. 121.
Well, this is the opportunity to get one of these breaks back. On the bullseye.
130.
Himself down to a 2-darter, but Rock first go on 60. Topsy once, got 2 darts in hand. Just needs the one.
Shot.
And there's one of those breaks back.
Well, Josh Rock there silently imitating Gerwyn Price, and even the Iceman found that funny. He can afford to smile. He's still 4-1 up. I imagine there would have been a scowl had the scoreline been reversed.
100. 140.
A good start to this 6th leg, though, from Rocky.
59.
Put the Iceman under a little bit of pressure and a little bit of daylight now. Trying to secure back-to-back legs.
140.
Price cannot get down to a finish from 3-4-2.
100.
That's on the bull. Double 13, now double 16. Josh Rock with a brilliant shot. More of an orthodox celebration this time. He could afford to go bullseye first start, and because it was so brilliantly hit, it made the
41.
shot a little bit easier.
And when Gerwyn Price starts with the 41, the way this man's been throwing today, you've got to capitalise on it. And Josh can only
100.
equal the Welshman on that visit. Not enough. Tries to get this game back on throw.
60. 96. 134.
Perfect first start.
94.
Had to switch to get down to a finish.
Yeah, he's going to have to switch here from 266.
96.
Good last start. So it's 170 the pair. Price first go. No luck.
100.
Does leave it handy with the last one, but here's Rocky's go.
$60.
Can't even pick off a treble. Should be treble 10. The double top. One step back. Price looks at double 10 this time and hits it. Ends this mini charge from Josh Rock and establishes a 5-2 advantage.
3 legs clear. Rock's the one with a better average right now. But Price has done the hard graft in the first 4 legs to cement that advantage. 5-2 the score.
140.
Busy week upcoming for Price. He's had these 2 Players' Championship events in Leicester. He then plays Luke Littler in Manchester.
140.
And he'll fancy that for a couple of reasons. One, he's got a great record against Littler, the only man that does. And secondly, Littler hasn't been great the past 2 days.
Now, it's interesting to see. Luke went out in the first round yesterday and spent a couple of hours on the practice board here in Leicester.
57.
And run to the last 16 here. Richie Edhouse was his conqueror here today.
47.
Rock gets down to a finish. Price looking to pressurise the shots, and he may do now. Will do indeed.
180. Game shot.
Josh Rock responds to that pressure by hitting tops.
Yeah, didn't flinch that time. Didn't fluff his lines.
60.
Now again, this is the opportunity I mentioned a couple of legs ago. Price treble his visit to start. Rock takes out the deficit straight away,
99.
but only gives himself a 39-point advantage.
$100. 100. 58.
Opportunity knocks on the 18s. Back to the 60 bed.
138.
Gets himself down to a finish. It's the chance of the counter-attack for Josh Rock to try and get this game back on throw.
96.
Well, maybe we can be found guilty of writing the Rock obituary too soon. Price went 4-0 up and he wasn't really affording many chances to Rock.
Oh.
61.
Second time today that's happened.
Indeed it is. But this game's now back
shot.
on throw. Josh Rock back-to-back legs, 4-0 down in this game. 5-2 down. He's now 1 behind. The game goes back on throw. 5-4.
$140. 140. 140.
Brilliant.
177.
Just as good as a max.
96.
Daylight between the pair in this 10th leg.
56.
But a treblers visit just opens the door again for Price. He has to go on the 19s, and that's going to hurt. Very much so.
83.
So Josh, 2 visits at 128.
No reason for him to attack the 18s.
60. 126.
Gerwyn Price, no interest in dead cat shot antics. 180 to leave, double one.
28.
More conventional setup, leaves single to double.
But to get the break back. Topsy once. And Topsy
Game
gets.
shot.
Gerwyn Price gets that break back and goes 2 clear and is now 2 away at 6-4. And starts leg 11 with aplomb. The third max in this final.
180.
But Josh responds with one of his own.
Price does not respond to the response.
Josh might. He might.
140.
Excellent leg from the pair. Pivotal leg. 126 to go. 66 to go. Treble 10 or bullseye? Bullseye maybe. We went for 14s.
34.
Treble 13.
120.
Looking for that 149 setup shot. What a leg this has been. Josh Rock has left 58 after 9 darts, and he gets nothing for his efforts. Gerwyn Price 1 leg away, and despite this being a sub-ton average, which has been a rarity for Price recently,
140.
he is doing enough.
He's been professional. Despite the Josh Rock comeback, he's 3 down with 4 to play.
83.
You got to feel for Josh Rock. You know, he was
96.
slow out the blocks. Had a chance to win the first leg against the darts with a dart at the
93.
bullseye, but then he had no answer to the burst from Price.
133.
And he's no favourite to take this 12th leg to ask Price the question
96.
of winning it on his own throw.
Stays up there for double 6.
Game shot.
Josh Rock with a 1-3-2 finish, not the champagne version. And it'll still taste just as good.
96.
Well, we've had a 1-2-6 from Price, a 1-2-1 from Josh Rock, and a 1-3-2 from Rocky. And now another max.
180. 140.
Again, the heart of the 60 bed. Back-to-back 180s for Rocky.
He's already hit a 9-dart finish today as Josh Rock.
95.
Gerwyn Price leaves the big fish. Josh Rock might leave him nothing. Treble 20 is found. Treble 19, double 12. Not quite perfection in the final. That would have been a break of throw. And how about this? To slap the door shut in Josh Rock's face. It's not going to happen.
But to keep the game alive. 1 dart at double 6. Got to go left an inch. And
Game
does
shot.
so to his credit. It's a breaker throw, just to remind you as well. So Josh Rock now throwing to take us into a decider.
If
180.
at first you don't succeed, you know the rest of that phrase.
But he's averaging, I think, around 110, Josh Rock.
140.
in this final. Gerwyn Price has just gone past the century.
40.
11 points behind on the averages and is a leg behind and a leg away from losing this final.
96.
But he's found top gear in the last couple of legs. 80 scored, 101 left. That'll do nicely.
40.
Gerwyn Price starts on the 20s, which is risky on 265. Maybe he just expects Rock to clean up this 41. 9 for double 16. We are going to a deciding leg. It has been such a high quality contest. It deserves one.
What a start from Price. Oh, what a start indeed.
180.
In a deciding leg of a final.
96.
Gerwyn Price has not had a dart at double in the last 3 legs that Josh Rock has won. And yet, he is still
58.
favourite for this match. About producing it when it matters.
100.
But he's going to need an unforced error from the Iceman to have any sort of opportunity here. 99 would have left 164. Instead, it finds the trouble to leave 126. Rock goes on the 18s, and he's not going to get down to a finish. So Gerwyn Price now with the luxury of 2 visits at 126 to take the title.
Well, went to the 15 with Rock on 224. He's got time
86.
to play around. Leaves double top. All Josh Rock can do is throw as much pressure towards Price as possible.
180.
That is the maximum amount of pressure, quite literally. But Price up for tops. Now double 10. It is thrice for Price in Leicester.
Gerwyn Price.
Gerwyn Price, a 3-time winner on the Pro Tour this year. Gets a big old smooch from Josh Rock. Much deserved as well. That was a quality game of darts. Josh Rock leaves with an average of 110.7. However, Gerwyn Price did what he needed to do at the right times. One of the most watchable, enjoyable games of darts you are likely to see on the floor all year. It was the finishing that ultimately did it for Price. 8 from 14. He has beaten Josh Rock 8 legs to 7.
Gerwyn Price, a winner again. That's now a quarter of these floor tournaments this year that you've been crowned the winner of, and that was just an outrageous final. How good does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't as good as I was in the semis or the quarters, but Josh played fantastic to come back, and yeah, luckily I got a big lead. Otherwise, he would have blew me away. But yeah, thankfully got over the end in the winning over the win line in the end. But yeah, look at 110 average, and I won.
Well, you motored into that 4-0 lead, as you said, and that has not been a stranger to you today alone, that 110 average. I mean, you were kicking in big averages against Johnny and then against Ian. I mean, was there anything different today? Anything that felt different today, considering yesterday, obviously, you fell early?
No, but I played well while I was on the stream boards, but when I'm on the outside boards, I didn't perform really well at all, and I could have lost a couple of them, low 90 averages, but when I came in here, I felt a little bit more comfortable, and yeah, got some good wins.
Any reason for that at all, or just?
I don't know. I think in here you seem to zone in a little bit more, pretty much similar to when you're on TV or you're in the Europeans or something. You just zone in a little bit better and a little bit more space, bit brighter. I'm not sure.
When there were questions about last year and how you played last year, to have started this year so well, we've had 12 of these events, and as I said, you've now won 3 of them. You must be so confident now.
Yeah,
I mean, you've always been a confident player.
But the main reason is I'm turning up for him. In the past, I've gone to a Premier League. I've missed Europeans, missed Pro Tours, and then 2 years down the line, it catches up with you, which it has. I'm down to number 12 in the world, and if you're going to miss tournaments 2 years time, it's going to bite you. So I'm going to hit as much as I can now over the next year or two, and hopefully get myself back up in the ranking.
Yeah, we've heard questions this week about balance. So how much about?
Yeah, but they say balance, and if you're going to miss Pro Tours and Europeans like I have in the past and drop down to number 12 in the world, then are they going to pick you for the Premier League when you're down that far? So it's like they want you to miss tournaments, but are they going to reward you if you go down the ranking? It's a fine balance, and if you do miss tournaments, there's a lot of pressure when you're not doing well.
You mentioned the Premier League there, obviously off to Manchester tomorrow. you must be feling good ahead of that one now.
Yeah, I was a bit ill yesterday, and I felt a little bit better this morning. I said to my wife, I don't know whether to pull out or just go straight to Manchester. She said, we're here, you may as well go. So I did, thankfully.
Made the right choice then. Yeah.
She's always right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I think Luke Littler, he's not in the best of form. I've got, a couple of games up on him. So I think he's going to, in his own backyard, it's going to be tough. So I'm looking forward to that one.
I mean, darts is one of those games. I mean, like you say, yesterday didn't perform great. Today you did, but tomorrow's another day again. But I suppose it's all about carrying this as best you can through to tomorrow.
Yeah, but by winning these, it gives you a good boost of confidence. Doesn't matter how well you're playing, how bad you're playing. When you can win tournaments, whether you're playing well or bad. Today I've struggled a little bit in 1 or 2 games. Played really well in some of them. Got over the winning line in the final, but it gives you great confidence, going forward.
Well, Gezi, well done. Good luck in Manchester tomorrow. Gerwyn will be there. Hopefully you can be too. And we'll see you soon on PDC TV when we're back in the Netherlands. Bye for now.